Hi guys, this is Sarah from SJArtisticcreations, back at you with another journal. This one is my serial killer junk journal. It's got, I believe, 5 of our most famous serial killers inside. It is a soft cover with a sari silk closure and some twine decorated around it. I've already untied it so we don't have to fight with it during the video. I've got a little skeleton hand. Kind of goes with the theme. Some of our famous serial killers like to keep trophies from their victims, and I believe Jeffrey Dahmer liked to keep like the heads and different things, so I thought the little skeleton hand was fitting for the journal. So we went with a skeleton image. Love this nice and squishy, soft cover. Kind of goes around. There's the spine with the chunky bead charm. A little away. There we go. This is removable, so you can take it off. And then the back of the book. And we got some beaded trim. Very thick, over 150 pages inside. There is charms, lace, and inside we also kind of went with file folders to make it look like real cases. So we'll take a look inside, and I hope you guys like it. It is available in my Etsy shop, SJArtisticcreations, as well. So let's look inside. And there's the inside cover. It has 3 removable signatures inside. And I believe our first one is Richard Ramirez on the first signature. Oops, we're out of view. I'll get the hang of this eventually, guys. So there's Richard Ramirez. Did a little bow tie charm there. And then our lined paper this time has some bloody hands. Got some little eyelash string up top. It is tea-stained paper. Eileen Warnos. These are, some of them have quotes from each killer. This one says, "I robbed them and killed them as cold as ice, and I would do it again, and I know I would kill another person because I've hated humans for a long time." We got some Ted Bundy. This is some fun facts on him. I won't read all those. The buyer will be able to. Got some little ephemera. Take a look at it. This is some of the victims of one of the serial killers. I believe it'll show in here a little further in. And this here is the coroner's death certificate for John Wayne Gacy. Obviously it's a copy, so there's going to be writing in the background, but I thought it was pretty cool to put in there. he had acute congestive heart failure, lethal levels of potassium chloride, and lethal injection. So he was obviously killed from lethal injection. This journal's not for everybody, I guess, the faint of heart, but I thought it was pretty cool. We've got like a little handmade pendant of a dream catcher, and I figured they like to keep their trophies, so I did add a few jewelry pieces in as trophies. There's some info on Jeffrey Dahmer. And this is Ted Bundy quote, "Once you know me, you will never be with another man." That's probably because he's already killed her, right? Just kidding. And there's Gacy in his clown suit. Got another pocket here with another Secret Service card. Oh, this one is Killings and Assaults of Richard Ramirez, and it's got the dates and each charge. I won't go through them all either, but 1984, I don't know how to pronounce it, Jenny Vincow, raped and murdered, and so on. So this is pretty interesting to look at. And out of respect for the victims and my channel, I did not put anything gruesome. It's just information about the killers and stuff, so there is no inappropriate photos. And here we have a case folder, almost kind of like the prison folder is what I was going with. This is Richard Ramirez, and I wrote deceased on it. So, and then we did his photo from being an intake, and then his footprint from a crime scene. And you got some little black and white trim here. And I found these were cute. They say true crime. So I put them in as little tuck spots. And here's a little newspaper clipping on Eileen Wuornos. Eileen. Forgot exactly how it's pronounced. I guess it's like tomato. Let's see. We got some fingerprints. There's another one of Ramirez. I think that's his jail ID image with his number. Here's the middle of the first signature with the expandable spine so you can remove it or add to it. Then we've got a little axe and a high heel shoe charm. Plenty of journaling space. And there's a miniature picture of the killing and assaults of Ramirez. And a little dagger charm. And there's a larger print of his footprint from one of the crime scenes. I didn't put him in the journal, but I did put the little fun fact of one of his little quotes was, "Never trust a I never trust hipsters. And got this tag here, which is execution in Frederick Baker for the willful murder of Penny Adams. I believe that's 1817 or something. But I have these and I turn them into tags or bookmarks. Oh, another file folder here. Jeffrey Dahmer. There's one of his intake photos, or arrest photos. Okay. Another Secret Service card. And here is Gacy's sentenced to death article. March 14th, 1980, on the Tribune, Chicago Tribune. There's some interesting facts on John Wayne Gacy. See, murdered 33 teenage boys, known as the Clown Killer, devised himself as Pogo the Clown, buried 26 victims under his house, movie called Gacy in 2003, graduated from business college, Robert Piest, the last boy killed. I'm not sure if that's how you say his last name, but it's P-I-E-S-T. And there's another fact for Dahmer. And I was wrong. I think that may be a victim, but I'm not sure. I'm guessing it is, but I tried my best to not put anything in there. True crime card with a tuck spot. Okay, we got the wanted by FBI, and it is Theodore Robert Bundy with his fingerprints. And here we have another trophy, and it's a little pearl piece that goes on a necklace, so it looks like it would have been broken off. So we got those in the list. I had to put this in here because look how cute he was when he was little. It's a young Ted Bundy. When Ted Bundy was 3, he lifted up the covers of his, I can't see the age of his aunt's bed as she slept, and slipped in 3 butcher knives beside her. According to her, he just stood there and grinned. I shooed him out of the room, took the implements back down to the kitchen, and told my mother about it. I remember thinking at the time that I was the only one who thought it was strange. Nobody did anything. So the age is kind of tucked in there, but I think she was a teenager. I see a 1 there, so she was a teenager then, but it goes to show that it starts at a very young age. And let's see, we got a tuck spot. So here are victims of Jeffrey Dahmer. With their names. And the dates. I'm not sure if that's the dates they died or not, but I didn't realize. So Adam Walsh, 6 years old, is on here, but I thought somebody else was his murderer. And if you don't know who Adam Walsh is, his father's the one that does Unsolved Mysteries. But his son was kidnapped and murdered at a very young age, 6 to be exact. Okay, tuck back in there. Here we go. I think we looked at this. No, we didn't. Okay. This is an article about someone that was believed to be one of Ted Bundy's victims. And a fun fact, Ted Bundy was actually, I believe, born in Burlington, Vermont. And that's where I was born. So that was kind of a fun fact. I believe his mother lived in the Lund home back then. It was before my time, of course. This is Eileen Wuornos when she was a child. It says, not going to read the whole article at the bottom, but she was pregnant at the age of 14, had a son, and he was adopted. This is a handcuff charm that says freedom on it. There's Richard Ramirez. This is the end of the first signature at the beginning of the second. And they actually, it was a big thing. They wanted to make sure that they had his teeth prints. So those were his teeth in this one for some of his victims. And then I had to be fitting and put some devil charms in here, because to me a lot of these people were the devil. Who's this? Albator Corsaro. Oh, that's another just random inmate with his fingerprints. There's another set of fingerprints. If I'm not mistaken, those might have been Ramirez, because his didn't have his name on them. Here I put this in as an earring, nice big earring, as one of the trophies, as they call it, a trophy. For me, it would be considered evidence that they had found at a crime scene. Here's a larger Secret Service card. You can journal on the back of the cards. They're blank on the back. Quote from Jeffrey Dahmer: "If you can't beat 'em, eat 'em." I don't think I agree with that one, but hey, we'll roll with it. Another execution bookmark. Another Richard Ramirez with his ID number, inmate ID. There's a bookmark, a nice soft little bookmark. We got Jeffrey Dahmer. He ran out of room for storing bodies, so he kept one in his bath for over a month, and he showered with the body in his bathtub with him. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. Definitely not something I'd be doing. Here's another Secret Service card. We got Gacy's serial killer dies for his crime article. It's more of just an ephemera piece, so you can't read it very well. But I wanted to put it in there. 11th hour appeal fails to save John Wayne Gacy's life. Well, I guess that's what happens when you fail to save anybody else's yourself. You take them all. But hey, that's my opinion. And this here is a letter that was written by Ted Bundy to somebody. It's a copy. I thought that was pretty cool, so I think I had to put that in there. Another true crime piece with a little writing. There's a little writing card you can write on. I know these kind of look feminine, but they also have the writing, so to me it went along with the inmates, because they like to write and people like to write back, so I thought this was just fitting this particular pattern to go in. And there's another arresting photograph, intake photograph of Jeffrey Dahmer. I won't read this out loud because there's a lot of swears in it, but I'll put it up so you guys can read it if you would like. But it's one of her quotes in 2002. It's basically how she spoke, but it's a little excessive for me to read. Here's trying to line it up. That FBI kind of like a poster, and it's got Ted Bundy's fingerprints, his description, criminal record, people to be cautious of him. If you have information concerning this person, please contact your local FBI office. Telephone numbers and addresses of all FBI offices listed on back. So it's their FBI poster, wanted poster is what that one is. And there's another Ted Bundy bookmark behind the Charles Manson quote. There's a double charm, and then this is the middle of the second signature with the expandable spine. There's a dagger charm. Yeah, kind of there. There we go. It's tucked behind, and a devil charm. And then we have another hatchet or axe, mini axe charm. And this one is Ted Bundy in court. Not looking very thrilled, I could say. And then Eileen Warno's getting fingerprinted. And hello, Dahmer again with a different photo at intake. Oh yeah, this is pretty cool. So they obviously muted out the name, but this is a copy of a visiting pass to see Richard Ramirez, and it was a friend of his in the state of California. I thought that was pretty cool. There's another true crime tuck spot, and then a newspaper article of Ted Bundy trial scheduled to begin in Miami before more than 250 reporters. And we got another Jeffrey Dahmer. Let's see, I separated the joints, the arm joints, the leg joints, and had to do 2 boilings. I think I used 4 boxes of Soil-X for each one. Put in the upper portion of the body and boiled that for about 2 hours, and then the lower portion for another 2 hours. He's a sick son of a gun. There's the Milwaukee Monster. There's some more of Ted Bundy's fingerprints and stuff. This is just the larger image of what I was just showing you on that page. And then People magazine copy of Jeffrey Dahmer, Death of a Madman. I believe John Wayne Gacy folder. And there's his, that's the word I was looking for, mugshot. And he is obviously deceased as well. And there's a bigger image of Ramirez with his teeth. I believe they did a bite mark impression so they can match his teeth marks to his victims. And then here in evidence is a necklace chain right there, which would have come off a victim of one of our cases. Some more fingerprints. Not exactly sure which one that belongs to. And here's Ed Gaines. I don't always put on a happy face, but when I do, it's someone else's. Let's see what we got here. Warno's asked to sit out her sentencing hearing. A newspaper picture. Here's Ramirez. Cocky little smile. There's Gacy in his clown and regular face. With a skeleton charm hanging from a noose. Fitting for most of them. There's number 11 is Eileen Warnos. So it must be the numbers for the serial killers. Date of birth, 2/29/56. Died 10/9/2002 from lethal injection. She had 6 number of victims. She had 6 of them. Age of first kill was 33, and years undiscovered was 3. And then there's a whole article on her that whoever purchases the album can read. There we go. Victims list here. This is Gacy's victim list. And here we have another letter from Ted Bundy. And we got Aileen Warnos folder. Her mugshot. And it's her deceased on the file. Another execution bookmark here. With Ted Bundy's quote. And there's Ted Bundy and another court image. This is an actual painting or drawing of Jeffrey Dahmer. Another true crime. This is Eileen getting her fingerprints done. There's that picture of the newspaper article with Gacy. There's a little article for Richard Ramirez. The California serial killer known as the Night Stalker who left satanic signs at murder scenes and mutilated victims' bodies in the 1980s. Ramirez, who had been housed on death row in San Quentin State Prison for decades, died of liver failure Friday in a Green Bay, California hospital. And then we have, upside down, Ted Bundy's death certificate here. And there's a smaller picture of Gacy's victim list. And there's another Ted Bundy bookmark. There's Ramirez with his satanic symbol in the background. He was actually sentenced to die in the gas chamber in 1989, it says. And this is just handmade with love charm. Another conviction of somebody different. His name is Frank Green. Police date. Oh, I'm not really sure. And that's the middle of the third signature. We got some little feet charms and an axe. This is a sketch, I believe, of Dahmer. Police bulletin with his sketches. Ramirez. Another handcuff charm here. And a Jeffrey Dahmer one. Here is a newspaper article where Ramirez insists that he's innocent. John Wayne Gacy is number 3 on the killer's list. 33 victims, 8 years undiscovered. First kill was at the age of 30, and he died of lethal injection. Let's see, there's another Secret Service card. And what do we got here? Another one. What do we got here? Jeffrey Lionel Dahmer. Death certificate. I believe shows he died from a massive crushing head injury due to extensive skull and facial fractures. And this is Bundy. There's his mugshot. And there's another picture of Gacy in his regular form and his costume form. These are quotes from Evo. Jeffrey Dahmer. Let's see. Court declared him sane and guilty. 15 plus counts of murder, 957 years in prison. And what he had to say was, my consuming lust was to experience their bodies. I viewed them as objects, as strangers. It is hard for me to believe a human being could have done what I've done. There's another mugshot for Bundy. And Secret Service card. Article, Gacy says fear motivated 32 slayings. And there's a poster wanted by the FBI of Bundy. And another little card to write on. And this is a little thing about Eileen's execution. Basically saying she was mentally competent. And that is the end of the journal. So make sure everybody takes some time to remember all the victims Again, this is available in my Etsy shop, and I will be back soon with another one. Thanks, guys.